Hi, my name is Vicky Flanagan and I am an intuitive energy worker. When most people hear that I'm an intuitive, I'm an energy worker, a lot of people have said to me, oh, like, so do you work with like solar panels and that type of energy? And then I say, oh no, I'm like an energy healer. And then a lot of people say, oh, like, so Reiki. Um, and although I'm a Reiki master, I don't practice Reiki anymore. So, as an energy worker, I tune into and work with subtle energies to bring about change. So, I work with people on all levels, and all tuning into the intelligence of the body, the mind, the soul, and spirit, or what I call our essence. Reiki is more about channeling a wise and conscious energy, through our body and our hands and out into another being or thing. And we don't have any control over that flow. We can direct the flow, but our will is not involved. Whereas the work that I do now is a little bit different. It's more of a facilitation, right? So I guide people in what I call like creative visualization. Sessions almost feel like a guided meditation. So together we get to collaborate with energies that are much vaster than us, like like universal energies, earth energies, and even our own authentic energies, our soul and our inner wisdom. And by collaborating with these energies, we can direct them in order to dissolve energies. We get to transmute energies, and we also get to bring in more of our authentic essence, more of ourself. And this is where we have massive breakthroughs. When we start to clear out energies that don't belong to us, and they could be, beliefs and programs, they could also be wounding, or when trauma has happened to us and we have really difficult emotions that are stuck in the different energy centers of our body. um, it's not as easy as just clearing or setting the intention to clear. Sometimes we need to collaborate with these energies and really use, I use my psychic abilities, my clairvoyance, to be able to see really what's going on in your energy system. And I work with your guides as well, so your spirit guides and your inner wisdom, to be able to bring about this transformation. So some people might have, again, really deep emotions, but they're actually, the reason why they're having like difficulty in moving them out is because they're mostly ancestral, or they might belong to somebody else that we're holding on to. It's very difficult to process energies that are not authentically ours. So that's one way that we can skillfully engage energies. Another example is, if people feel really stuck in their life where, for some reason they just cannot seem to earn more money, or they have really rigid programming or weight habits when it comes to money. This could be to do with karmic energies, or it could be contracted. So we could have contracts or vows or agreements on a soul level where that's energy that's so much bigger than us. It feels like it's bigger than even this lifetime, that's keeping us stuck in that kind of lack or poverty mindset, whatever it might be. So people can get really frustrated because they could say, I've been reprogramming my mind for, 30 days, and I've done all these meditations, or I've, really practiced to have better habits when it comes to money. And then we have a session, I'm like, oh, like, there's actually this, this karma that you've had for lifetimes that you've been working with and learning lessons, and now it's time to heal that. And then we can kind of update your whole system based on this massive transformation. And usually people feel results like instantly, if not in a few days. And that's just an example, right? It can be for any area of our life. In one-to-one sessions, and that's what happens. We usually meet on Zoom, and with your permission, I'll read your aura, your energy field, and then I'll work with your guides and let you know what's going on with your system and what I think would be the best practice for that day. And we're always working with your intention and your inner wisdom. So I'm never putting on what I think is best on for you. I can offer my insight, but what your intuition is more important. Your intuition gets to be at the center of these sessions. And, we always work at what's going to get you to your next breakthrough, or what will get you closer to your next breakthrough. It's not about healing everything about ourselves and being perfect. It's about working, using these energies for practical reasons. My teacher says that this work just helps it helps being human more easy, right? So it just helps us to be human, which I think is what we need at this moment in time. Most of the time we use energy work to like hang out in the upper chakras and like hang out in the etheric realm because it feels so good. But that's not going to help us at our job, at our 9 to 5. That's not going to help us when we have an argument with our partner, or our, you know, our kids are really trying our patience. Like, we need to use our energy, work with our energy on all levels. So that just makes being a human easier and nicer. And yeah, we can work with emotions in a healthier way as well. When it comes to emotions, I think it can be, most of us are going to avoid heavy emotions that are very challenging. So for examples would be like grief, fear, anger, despair. And most of us have these emotions, you know, whether we feel them on a daily basis or they're stuck. Maybe there's grief and fear and anger all wrapped up in your heart center. And this has been there since you were like 5 years of age. But as a way to compensate, as a way to distract ourselves from that pain, we can, you know, stuff it down. We can, you know, overeat, or we'll shop too much. We'll just distract ourselves with habits that we don't feel good about, habits that are not aligned with who we are truly. But what we're doing in that way is we're not self-sabotaging. That's what we talk about, self-sabotage. But truly, we're just trying to keep ourselves safe, and we're trying to keep ourselves comfortable. That's totally human. But when we have skillful people or facilitators that can support us, then we can engage these really heavy and challenging emotions in a way that feels easeful, that feels doable, and we can actually help to heal these energies and move them out. When we move out these energies, especially if they've been there for so many years, you know, there's layers to this work, so it never really ends. So when we find those energies, like, you know, for example, moving out grief that might be there for years and years, and maybe we're able to link it back to a time in childhood, or we're able to link it back to many different times throughout our life where that grief is anchored into those moments. We can actually offer healing to each of those moments. We can heal memories as well in this work. That's why it's so powerful, and easeful. This is not like talk therapy. This is energy work. This is energy healing. And then, so when we release really challenging and heavy emotions, we just made all this beautiful space in the body and around the body. We may even have made space on a soul level. And what we can do then is we can recall all of our authentic energies, even fragments of ourselves from years ago, and fragments of ourselves even from different lifetimes. And we can call it back and bless that energy and update it to who we are now. And we can, you know, bring it back in to fill any gaps, any spaces that we've made. So you can probably tell that this work helps to increase our confidence, our self-esteem, our sense of self, because we're becoming more of who we truly are. We're literally releasing energies that don't belong to us, that are inauthentic, and we're literally bringing in energies that are our energy, our authentic energy. And I'd also say that energy healing, it's not just for people that need to, say, heal. You don't need to be devastated. You don't need to be going through a really difficult time to benefit from energy healing. I love having sessions to work on my soul, to, again, just embody more of my essence. It can also help us if we want to deepen our connection to our purpose, if we want to, you know, if we've goals in our career, if we want to manifest something. It's just going to enhance all areas of our life. And honestly, I could talk about energy work for days and days, but it's something that you really need to experience to be able to understand it. So stay tuned. So I'm going to be offering, I'm just going to be putting up like really short, like maybe 30-minute videos for practical energy healing. So people can get a taste of what this work is like and benefit now. So if you have any questions, reach out anytime.